think it's safe to rest here now.
We've reached our destination.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman, and this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danans in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danans in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
I have a bad feeling about
Here
this.
I come!
Look sharp!
You're mine!
Time to
It's
shine!
over!
Airborne beast, my specialty.
Take this!
Tiger blade!
It's
Glacial
over!
spear, pierce evil!
You're mine!
I shall provide assistance.
Raining slip!
Tiger blade!
Resonate with the earth.
You're mine!
Stalagmite.
It's over!
Reload!
Shattering
Here I go.
to pieces. Attack time.
This
You're
one's
mine!
A new melody.
Be still! Take this!
Have a spray! Mega ray!
This time!
Take this.
It's over!
Resonate with the earth. Stalagmite.
On guard!
On your knees.
Water! Hear my
You're
call!
finished! We did it!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's
still.
content.
No escape! Stardust!
I'm ready.
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Didn't even break a sweat.
All right.
There's nowhere to run from my art. When he slows down, that's our chance. You're mine.
It's like trying to keep up with a wolf.
Flaming thrust.
Tiger Blade! Hear my call!
You're mine. Huh?
Tiger
Blow
Blade!
away.
You're throbbing in pain.
Freeze Laser!
Prepare to be healed. Catapult.
Mega Ray!
Rising Falcon.
Flame! Reload!
You're mine. You're finished. Blow away.
Going in!
Negative gate. On your...
Tiger Blade!
You're mine.
Lion
It's
Power!
over.
Piercing Roar!
Rising Falcon.
Can you take it?
Here I come. It's over. Dazzle.
Hit shot!
Stardust.
Tiger Blade! Hear my call!
Astral energy!
Say no more. My turn.
Searing Flame! Reload!
Elusive deity. Rising Falcon. Blow away.
Time to shine! Reload! I'm out! Watch and crescent
You're
moon!
mine. It's over.
Tiger Blade!
I'm ready. Bring up.
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course. There's history in the air here. I can smell it.
I don't smell anything.
Don't encourage. bridge him.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Out of our way!
Take this!
This one's mine! One more! It's a duel of the arts!
I shall ensure you survive this! Pesky airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Rising Falcon!
This one's mine! Freeze Lancer!
The enemy wields arms too.
You'll soon see about that! Hear my call! Time to shut down! Let's no fear! Here's the evil!
Instinct shot!
Freeze Lancer!
I'm not feeling so great.
Time to shine! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher! Searing Flame! This one's mine!
Take this! You're finished!
Benediction light.
Gemini Aqua! Go!
Eternal devastation!
The tide of battle has turned in our favor.
Then let's keep pressing the attack.
Indeed, but remain ever vigilant.
All right, that does it! All heal!
Here I come!
I'll heal
You're
you
finished!
all. I'm
Here I
gone!
come! Not a chance!
Healing circle! I can only
Radiant
reload!
Shine!
Radiant
Radiant
light!
Regeneration!
Flaming thrust!
Appreciate the
Rising
help.
Falcon!
Don't suffer in
Crush!
silence.
Tiger Blade!
I can feel my power growing!
Dohalim's fighting style is... what's the word I'm looking for? Subdued? No...
Do you mean elegant, perhaps?
Yeah, that's the word. For better or worse, you can definitely tell he's cut from posh Renin cloth.
And he's not just skilled with the staff either. He can also use astral arts, including healing ones. I can see how he made it to the position of a lord.
You flatter me. But my fighting techniques merely come from a style that aims to conserve energy by minimizing body movement.
Is that why you wait until the last second before you dodge attacks? To avoid unnecessary movements?
No, I do that to sharpen my senses. I find that doing so is an effective means of drawing out my innermost strength.
Oh yeah, I've noticed you look stronger and strike out with your rod more after you dodge attacks. Guess that's why.
Still, it's a risk. Don't you ever worry you'll dodge at the wrong moment?
Then, it'll be just as well.
Huh?
It's nothing. Let us continue.
take more than that to break my shield.
Dependable to the last.
Double demon fang! You're mine! It's over! Be still!
I'm not so good with airborne targets.
Take this!
Flying freaks! Why can't they just sit still?
Shia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
You wanna play? Come at me!
Double demon fang!
Elusive deity!
Hitting fire!
Glacial spear. Pierce evil.
Resonate with the
This
earth!
one's mine!
It's over!
On your knees.
Well, we're on the home stretch now.
Don't take your eyes off the prize.
I'm quite aware without you. This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
So I still had room to grow.
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with them then?
Oh yeah. We used to run up and down these slopes all the time for our training exercises.
Damn. You weren't messing around.
I won't forgive you!
Take this!
Don't mind if I do! Take this!
Take this!
Water away! Hear my call!
You're mine! You're finished! Rising It got fires!
I'm got you! Let a marksman handle it!
All yours!
I never miss! Tiger blade!
Take
Like
this!
moths to the flame.
I'll do it! Come and
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
This one's mine.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Rising Falcon! I'm not done! Severing wind! Lunar Rondo! Here I come! You're finished!
I thought you more defensively minded.
Defense via threat elimination.
So the best defense is a good offense. Do it!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Here I go!
Now! This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
I'll do my best.
Here I come! Finish! Eternal devastation! Here I come! It's over! Air pressure! Rising Falcon! Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone! Sword and shield!
A classic combination.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Take it! Eternal devastation! Here I come! You're finished!
Glacial spear.
Rising Falcon!
This one's
You're finished! Take it! Start
Make it rain!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Falcon! It's over! I'm ready! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
This one's mine.
Not today!
Take it.
This one's mine.
Elusive. Leave the agile ones to
Where
me.
are you going?
You want me? Come get me.
Take it! It's over!
Regeneration!
Win! Here I come! It's over! Rising Falcon!
Leave the enemy's arc to me!
No complaints here!
Far enough!
Take
You
this!
made me angry. That was a bad idea.
Resonate with the earth!
Stalagmite!
Now or never!
Here's a healer! Not on my watch!
Is this it?
No, don't leave me all alone here.
Healing circle! I'll bring you back from death to big!
Your helping me has become a pattern.
It's for the good of all of us.
Is it now?
Tiger
Not
Blade!
done yet.
Burst!
Strike!
Time to shine!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, and the bubbling to me.
Here's a healing arm going in!
You're finished!
Here, let me help you!
Strike!
Lion Howl!
Try harder! You're mine!
Tiger
Eternal
Blade!
devastation!
Here goes!
You're mine!
Mega Ray!
Try harder! Not a chance! It's time! Be still! Here I
Time to
come!
shine!
Ah!
This one's mine!
Rising!
Going in! Gemini Aqua! Going in! Mega Ray! I never miss! Leave the charges to
You're
me!
mine! Lightning thrust! No escape!
Do it!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! With your flames and my technique,
We're stronger together than we are apart.
We got some good equipment.
I can't say its appearance is to my tastes, personally.
More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Try. To build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
brace yourselves! This one's tough!
Hear my
It's
call!
over!
Stalagmite!
Here I come! On your
Glacial Spear! Pierce the air!
You're finished!
Look sharp! One more! Tiger Blade! Lion
Dazzle!
Howl!
Negative! Here I come! You're finished! Now or never!
Reload! This one's mine! Here I go!
Win!
I'm only getting started!
Big bang!
Here's
Take
that
no
rock!
gun!
Graviton
Here!
Field! Going in!
You've got pretty impressive aim there. Thought of picking up the rifle yourself? Nah,
This
is more my style.
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique!
I'm ready! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! That's some power you wield.
You're the one who did the heavy lifting.
I sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag Sar's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look,
Out of my way!
Here I come!
Right here! I got you!
You're mine!
and rend!
You're finished!
One more!
Rising Dragon! Burn in hell!
Water! Hear my call!
You're mine!
Time to shine!
Take this!
Mega Ray!
Be still!
Annihilation! Tiger Blade!
Rising
Lion
Falcon!
Fury! Burning Strike!
Take it!
Tiger
Eternal
Blade!
devastation!
I think we can get through this.
Don't let up until it's over.
Who said anything about letting off?
Gemini Aqua! Look sharp!
Here I come!
That's it!
It's over!
Tiger Blade!
Eternal devastation!
Lion Howl!
Mega Ray!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
I don't know about that.
An opponent like this should be easy.
In a bind?
Look, here I come!
One
You're
more!
finished! Crush!
Resonate with
Crushing
the earth!
lightning thrust!
Tiger Blade!
It's over!
Going in!
One more! Lightning thrust! It's over!
Here's my deity!
Coming through!
Rotating pile driver.
Hear me!
Burn!
Burning strike!
You're mine!
Here's
I'm
the
gone!
Eternal devastation!
Do it!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah!
Not a chance!
Nice technique!
No escape!
Going in!
Take this! No escape!
Tiger
Do
Blade!
it! Slash!
Lion!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
I won't rest until I'm the best I can be.
Still striving to be on par with the Lord?
You simply can't be too strong when battle is a part of your everyday.
Out of my way!
Where are you going?
Don't worry, I've got plenty to go around.
It's time!
I can carve through armor.
I'll heal you all!
Dazzle!
Flaming meteor!
Rising Falcon!
Healing circle!
Raining Slash!
Take
Hear my
Eat your shot!
Take this!
You're mine!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher! Ha! Crescent move!
Damn it!
Can't get out of stand back.
Try harder!
I'll trip
no
it up.
Chance. No escape!
Glacial spear! Healing power!
Raining Slash!
Piercing laser!
Eternal devastation!
Crescent
You're
move!
mine! Lightning thrust! I'm not done! Starter! Catapult!
Make it break!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Which one?
My lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Rising Falcon!
I'm ready.
Remote!
Astral energy!
Say no more.
I can feel my power growing!
Design of this equipment is really interesting.
You must really like it, Alphen.
No choice! Take this! It's over!
Ready at once!
Burning strike!
Rotating pile driver.
That's it! Did you see this coming?
Eternal devastation! Take this! It's on! I'll take you all on! Not today! Here I come!
This one's mine!
Raining Slash!
Tiger
Here right
Blade!
now! Soaring Light Spear! Moving Gate!
This
I'm
one's
ready!
mine!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
You're mine!
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Tiger Blade!
It's over!
Position, precision, timing. All a perfect 10.
Soaring Light
That's
Spear!
it? Nothing else to add?
You take meticulous care of your
You're
fireball.
mine! You're finished! Eternal
Appreciate the help!
devastation!
Make it rain!
Annihilation! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I got it!
Got what?
I can chop up vegetable scraps and use them in the seasonings.
Should've known that's what it was gonna be about. Guess I misread the
Seriously? Is this a joke?
You're finished!
Get behind me!
Eternal devastation! Dazzle!
Here I go.
Soaring light spear! Here I come! It's over!
Begin!
Raining
Elusive
slash!
deity!
Radiant, here!
Eternal devastation!
Watch and bleed!
You're mine!
On
You're
guard!
finished! It's on!
Here I go!
Dazzle!
You're mine! This one's
Soaring
mine!
light spear! Take this! Take this! It's over! Soaring light spear!
On guard! On guard!
Wind!
Position, precision, timing. All a perfect 10.
That's it? Nothing else to add?
You take meticulous care of your
Work of that
firearms.
one.
I'm sorry. Having trouble keeping up?
Oh, I'm right behind you.
You're stronger than any Renin soldier I've ever met.
They don't just let anybody have a place in the Royal Guard.
Indeed. So I see.
Raining slash!
Here! Let me help!
I'm ready! Totally! In an instant! Impact block! We're a pretty lethal combination, aren't we?
What can I say? I had a good partner. Through these lands most verdant green, my eyes alight for sights unseen. In Menancia, pure and pristine.
What is it you see exactly?
That's not for me to say.
That's far enough!
It's over!
Never ready! Not on my watch! On guard!
Soaring light spear! Tear!
Flame of
Take
fury!
this!
Burning
It's over!
Glacial spear! Here!
Ah! Burn in hell!
Tiger blade! Roaring
Eternal
powder!
damn it! You're mine!
Here, let me help! Do
Raining
it!
slash! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah!
You're
Nice
mine!
technique!
It's over! Soaring light spear!
Arc field! Take it!
Take this!
Make it rain!
Totally! In an instant! Impact block! Not a chance!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher! Radiant Pierce! This one's mine!
You're finished! Crush!
Annihilation!
Dazzle!
Here! Do
Soaring
it!
light spear!
My exploits are bearing fruit.
Phew, what a rush. Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Menancia of its enemies and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along. But it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, What do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being and forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes, I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
What's that big tower over there?
Judging by the stench, I'd say the animals at the ranch are all grown now.
You guys checked your equipment lately?
I'd like to check their wares, if you don't mind.
I should give that art a shot sometime tomorrow.
Dohalim, your spare bracers were getting dirty, so I polished them up along with the rest of your equipment.
Why, thank you, Kisara. I greatly appreciate that.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but you sure seem to fuss over Dohalim a whole lot, Kisara.
It is a little strange. Almost like you're still in his service.
Really? That's certainly not my intention. Besides, he's not the only one I'm like that with. Hey, Law? I saw your clothes were starting to get holes in them, so I stitched them back up for you.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Kisara.
Point taken. Do you just like looking after people?
I wouldn't go so far as to say I like it, but I get anxious if I don't. I'd always like to help if I can. It comes naturally to me. Back in the day, Miguel and I used to look after the younger kids a lot, so that's probably where it comes from. He taught me everything I know, and I mean everything. How to cook with wild plants, how to sew clothes so they'll last. Without him, we never would have been able to survive.
However, you're not a lord anymore, Dohalim. You need to get used to the idea that people aren't just going to wait on you hand and foot.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I'm ashamed to admit that I felt no qualms about her doing all that for me. As both a Renan and especially as a lord, one becomes too accustomed to those beneath you tending to your every need, both Renans and Danans alike.
Sure, that's how all you Renans are probably raised. But just to be clear, we're not your servants, Dohalim. Got that?
Absolutely. Moments such as this provide me with ample opportunity to confront my unease. It is difficult to tend with my own motivations.
What do you mean?
The truth of the matter is that my espousal of coexistence in Menancia hardly came from an idealistic place. That instinctive unease I feel deep within serves as a reminder for what it is that all of us here fight for.
Don't be so hard on yourself. No one's going to abandon you if you aren't always perfect.
Looking at her now, I think she's more like his mom than his servant. This is perfect! I'll have everybody's mouths watering when they see this!
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? You worried about what's going on with Menancia?
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier, weren't you?
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you two were actually talking about, though. I just figured it was Menancia since it was the two of you.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any capacity whatsoever. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is the case. This despite the fact I am no longer her master either.
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not her master anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself. When lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as lord seriously, didn't you?
Certainly. I learned to perform my functions. However, I was less interested in ruling, so much as avoiding life and death decisions. Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening pain and death taking place elsewhere out of sight. I pretended not to see or hear any of it, content to let our supposed peace and equality keep me blind and deaf to reality. I was a fool.
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so. The path ahead is dark, yet I still walk on. I merely pray that I shan't fall down any holes along the way. Do you mind watching our camp tonight? Shall we get moving?
Not this way, I guess. Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag Sar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already! I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
Been looking for you.
For me, why?
He's tough.
Who are you? Said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the...
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you? Got this over!
On guard.
Take this!
I never miss.
Take this! Enjoy.
It's on!
Reload.
Here! Who the hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal.
Speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
On your
Take
way.
this! It's over! Let loose. Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
This one's mine. First aid. This one's down. You're on.
In a bind?
Here I go!
Benediction light.
On guard.
Okay, here I go.
Enjoy.
Tiger blade.
I'm not
Negative kick!
Burn!
Here goes.
Show me your strength.
Front field. Tiger blade. I'm all stuffed up. Connect
Finish!
Die. Enjoy.
in the sky is one.
You're mine!
Here.
I let my guard
This
down.
one's mine.
Forgive me. This is my fault. Take this.
I'll bring you back from death to bit.
Enjoy.
Force of regeneration!
You may be strong. Is this it?
Radiant light!
Annihilation. On guard.
Fall.
Hear me.
From beyond,
Flame of death.
imbue this vengeance!
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die.
Oh? A wretch like you? Till next time.
Shion, wake up, please!
Alphen?
Shion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides,
Hmm?
Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine. Really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Danon astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Nias, the capital of Mahag Sar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest.
Hey.
How are you holding up after that last fight? You're not too hurt, are you?
I'm fine, really. See for yourself.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating if I need to.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone protect me.
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses too.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a brave face to you?
I can't feel pain. But you still can, can't you?
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to time. Please, stop trying to babysit me. It's getting old.
It's not that. I just...
Are we in the right place? This place looks like a mess.
Yes, this is Niez, the capital of Mahag Sar.
I don't see any signs of people. And the buildings.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like the kind of place people would actually live.
No soldiers, no Danans, not a soul to be seen. Yet look at these facades. This is clearly a Renin district.
Hey, check out that drawing on the castle gate. That's the Darkwing's crest. It's from an old Danon legend about a hero who defeated an evil king with a torch and their trusty owl. That's his crest. I'm sure of it.
Really? First time I'm hearing it. So if someone drew it on the gate...
It must mean the Renins have lost control of the city.
Are you suggesting the Danans rose up and defeated the Lord here? Hard to believe, but not entirely unthinkable, given the evidence.
Let's look around and see if we can find someone. They might be able to tell us what happened. This is horrible.
Is there truly?
All of these ruins look like they were made pretty recently.
But if that's the case, then where do you think the people that used to live here went off to? There must have been Danons and Renins, right?
That's a good question. Even if the Danons rebelled and managed to overthrow the Renins here, there should still be some people around.
This debris... Do you think it could be the work of Renin astral arts?
Perhaps, but the appearance of these ruins is rather uniform, which leads me to believe otherwise.
Hey, Rinwell. That story you told us about the Dark Wings. It said that the evil king was vanquished with a holy flame, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Then there might be some truth to that old story after all. It looks like all the rubble here had been scarred by flames.
Let's not jump to any conclusions just yet. If we can find someone around here, we might be able to get them to tell us what happened. Dohalim, you forgot to take care of the fire yesterday.
What do you mean, take care of? Ah, yes. You meant to put it out?
Yep. If it stays lit, we could end up in real trouble real fast.
I see. I apologize for not realizing that. I shall be more careful in the future.
The way he's talking, it's like the thought of putting it out himself never even occurred to him.
Moving on, Dohalim, I should mention that the clasp for your cape is about to come undone.
Oh yes, I tried to fix that myself, but it simply refused to cooperate with me.
I can't believe I'm hearing this. Are you telling me Renins can't even dress themselves?
Lords like Dohalim have attendants that take care of just about everything they need, so I'm not surprised he sometimes struggles with the basics.
Even by those standards, you've got to admit this is still a little extreme.
Shionna's got a point. I mean, you don't see Renins like her needing so much help to get stuff done.
In my case, circumstances forced me to learn how to be independent. Even so, I still think Dohalim could afford to pick up a few more self-sufficient skills.
Well, specifically speaking, what would you suggest that I learn?
For starters, I think it'd be good for you to learn how to dress. And put on shoes. How to comb your hair is equally important, and learning to manage your possessions better. And then from there...
She sounds like his mom rattling all that off.
Oh, and another thing. About your owl, Rinwell.
What is it?
When he starts to molt, would you be willing to give me his old feathers? I think I could find a use for them.
What do you intend to do with those?
Well, recently, I haven't been sleeping well. However, I hear pillows made from owl feathers are very comfortable and wish to make one.
This is why I hate you, Renans!
Did I say something offensive?
Next time, put your own needs aside for a second and think about how someone might react first. Then consider if it's worth asking at all.
Look, Hoodle! One of your buddies! Woo!
What are those out in the valley? Windmills? They're huge.
They're most likely used to harvest wind astral energy, so they have to be big.
All of you, stop right there! Don't move!
They have us surrounded.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
You first! Show yourself!
I'm the one asking the questions here. Don't try anything funny. One wrong move, and I guarantee we'll blow you away.
What are you...
My name is Alphen. I came here from Calaglia.
Alphen? The wielder of the blazing sword?
Getting pretty famous, isn't he?
Here is my proof. Will that suffice? Or do I have to burn down one of those houses to make my point?
No need. I believe you. I'm Bayfon, of the Darkwings. Sorry for threatening to blow you away. We're still hunting down the remnants of the enemy forces, so everyone's more than a bit on edge right now. Please forgive me.
Remaining? Wait, you mean you already took down the Lord of this realm?
That's right. We took her weapons and turned them right back on her.
Are you the Danon leader here in Niez?
Nah, I'm just one of the commanders. Deadheim's the one who runs the show. I'd be happy to take you to him. Just one problem. The Renans. Seems the rumors you were running with them were true. You do understand, right? I mean, we only just liberated the city from their kind. Everyone's short on trust. And for good reason. Especially Deadheim. I think it'd be best if those two waited outside.
Not going to happen.
I don't think it's a good idea for us to split up. It's too dangerous.
Then it's on your head, friend. Our base is that way.
You could have left me behind, you know.
This isn't just about you, Dohalim.
Ah, yes.
I guess even after you beat the Renans, your work's only really just begun, huh?
Yeah. This place seems like it's got a lot of issues to fix.
So you're Elfin, are ya? Thought you'd be bigger. Huh. Guess the armor beefs you up a bit. You've got a lot of people talking, you know. But in this town, I call the shots. You play by my rules here. Just remember that. Gotta say, I didn't expect you to run with a gang of women and kids. Those other lords must have been real pushovers, huh?
Seriously? Are you this rude to everyone you meet?
Don't interrupt me, you brat. Didn't your parents teach you any manners?
Why, you?
So you're the one who took down the Lord of this realm, huh? How'd you pull that off?
We just swiped the Renan's explosives. And then we blasted them all to hell and back.
Explosives? That's a pretty bold approach. But how'd you manage to avoid hurting your own people?
I didn't, that's how. But the chance to take out a lord was worth the sacrifice.
And the Lord? What did this sacrifice earn you?
Unfortunately, we couldn't manage to finish her off. But now we've really got the girl on the run.
She ran? A lord?
Yeah, the lady was just a coward. She had a whole lot more bark than bite, that's for sure. She's probably hiding off in a hole somewhere. But not for long. We'll find her and drag her right back into town. Then she'll get what's coming to her.
I wouldn't be so sure. She may run, but she'll never go quietly.
Shut up, Bright Eyes! I would have run you through already if you weren't with the blazing sword here.
The whole reason you're fighting is to free the Danans in this realm, is it not? If
Shut
so,
your
then—
mouth, witch! That's enough! If you're really fighting for us Danans, why keep these bastards around? Why haven't you killed them already?
I'm not going to kill these bastards.
Oh. Is that the case, huh? Then tell me the point of this show.
They're my friends.
Friends? Renans are Renans. The scum-sucking bastards who've been draining our souls for 300 years now! But you know that. Maybe it's 'cause you and that little lady are friends and more.
Son of a... You'll pay for that!
That's enough! Deadeye, you know that was completely uncalled for.
All of you, get the hell out of my realm! And don't ever come back! This is Danan's realm and it's ours, understand? I call the shots here. And I make the rules. I do, Deadeye, leader of the Dark Wings!
Yeah! Deadeye! Liberator Deadeye! You are the true leader of this realm! We're not afraid of any Bright Eyes!
It's only a matter of time before I throw every last Bright Eye out of this realm!
The Dark Wings! The Dark Wings rule!
Hey, wait up! Told you so, didn't I? You should have left your Renan pals outside.
You don't agree with him, do you? I could tell by the look on your face in there.
That's how things are with him. He loses his temper, then I step in and calm things down.
Better you than me.
If that's all, I think it's past time we were going.
Look, I just wanted to apologize for what Deadeye said in there.
At least somebody's got some manners around here.
He didn't used to be like that. But, well, that's what losing most of your loved ones will do to a man. He may never forgive the Renans.
It's a little ironic how indistinguishable his manner is to that of a lord.
Hey, Beifan? Deadeye mentioned the Lord is still on the run. Any ideas where she might be?
We looked all over, but found no traces of her. We heard some rumblings about activity in Estaluva Forest, but that's it.
Estaluva, huh?
Wait, you're not going after her, are you? Certainly won't win you any favors with Deadeye.
This isn't Deadeye's war, and we're certainly not fighting it for him. Besides, it's like Shion said, her type isn't going to go quietly.
Hey, it's your funeral. Don't say I didn't warn you.
We'll be sure to keep you out of it. Before we set out, though, is there anywhere around here we can rest?
Sure. Building at the end of the road, opposite side. It's all yours. We use it as temporary lodging, to house people who don't have a new place to live quite yet.
We're not going to run into any trouble there, are we?
Rumors of a certain fiery sword have spread fast. I doubt anyone will be eager to give you guys problems. And here's where I say my farewell. You're on your own, but good hunting.
Before you go, how come you don't hate the Renins as well?
Oh, believe me, I've got my bone to pick with the Renins. Just not with two of them I've never so much as laid eyes on before.
Let's head on over to that lodge. We'll figure out what our next move is there.
I get the feeling Deadeye signed up to be a rebel, so he could have a roost to rule. Heck, he's no better than a lord. In some ways, he's even worse.
I know. How could he use explosives on his own people?
And yet, despite the toll of his actions, none of the Danans we've seen seem to question his assumed authority in the least. If anything, they may well consider him a hero, which would say a great deal toward how deeply they resented the Renins here.
Still, I don't think this is as simple as saying the good guys won out over the bad ones.
Yeah, I don't either. Deadeye might have managed to drive the Renins out of Niaz, but that doesn't make the way he did it okay. No matter which way you look at it.
A victory that's earned by throwing away the lives of his own people? No, that isn't a victory at all. I can understand that the Danans here are standing up against their oppression, but that doesn't mean they have to humiliate all Renins just to settle the score.
I'm perfectly able to stand up for myself, Alphen. Besides, I'm used to it by...
But you shouldn't have to be, Shion. It's just... What I mean to say is, when you've been a slave for so long, it's easy to accept that's how it should be because it's all you've ever known. Constantly being belittled is no different. I don't think that's fair. For me or for you.
I just don't know, man.
Don't know what?
Deadeye managed to drive out a real live Renin lord. That's incredible. And he seems to have a lot of supporters surrounding him, too. But he's got an attitude worse than any angry Zoogle. Plus, Niaz is in utter ruins. I don't have a clue what his game is.
The Renins are powerful. And because of that, it takes a strong leader to have any hope of toppling them. However, when you take down one dictator only to replace them with another, ultimately it's just business as usual.
If it'd been Zephyr instead of Deadeye, I don't think things would have turned out like this.
Rinwell.
Yeah, I think so too. Zephyr did things differently top to bottom. He's not the kind of person who would have forced his own views or decisions on other people. When you do that, you're ruling over others, not leading them.
To be honest, I don't know what I would have wanted my dad to do if he was in that position.
Law.
The whole thing feels weird in a way. It's a weird kind of feeling, but at the same time, part of me also feels happy? Deadeye and my dad are two very different men. For now, I'm content knowing that.
The city is liberated, and yet the air still hums with fear and anxiety. It reminds me all too well of how Vicente once was.
Hums? You mean like music?
Yeah, none of this sounds like music to my ears. In fact, I've never seen any Danins with musical instruments in my life.
You don't need instruments to play music. It can emerge naturally from the sounds of people going about their day and the hustle and bustle of life.
You seem to care a lot about music, Dohalim. I didn't know that about you.
Have I not mentioned it? Before I was a candidate for the lordship, I had my heart set on the life of a musician.
You? A musician?
Indeed, music enriches the world around us. I trained day and night to hone my art. Words could not describe my bliss, as my notes carried with them the sights and sounds of nature, the ebb and flow of time, and the thoughts of people on the wind.
Dohalim.
Forgive me. My loquaciousness can get the best of me at times.
Don't apologize. It's interesting hearing what Renan culture is like.
Even though the Renans destroyed all of our arts and culture.
Personally, I was interested in the music of Dana as well. The fact that generations of lords deemed music to be of no use to their slaves and outright forbade the ownership of instruments is lamentable. Not that my words can undo the damage already done.
What's wrong? All right.
What?
Hey.
Yeah!
Good.
All right!
I wonder if something happened.
Mm-hmm.
Well...
I see. Oh.
Just great.
Excuse me!
Good.
That's some cryptic text, all right.
It could mean anything. Can't we just look around? The area for clues or something?
Hey! Maybe these are supposed to be different locations?
Oh, now you're into this too, huh? Judging by the stench, I'd say the animals at the ranch are all grown now. Oh.
Let's dispose of the trash.
It's over!
This one's mine!
Did you just heal me?
Yes, I need you, remember?
Right.
This one's mine!
Heal! Didn't even break a sweat.
Isn't that what we were asked to find? What's this thing?
Is this the so-called legendary instrument?
Actually, I think it's one of the freight train parts that I was using for a sword.
I'm sure anything will be... fine. We should take it.
I'm not so sure. How's this?
I see.
Great! Huh?
Agreed.
Dolan.
I can't believe you managed to shoo off that irritating bard.
Had we brought him along, it would have livened up our journey considerably.
You know, maybe you're right. We could have hit it off.
Yeah, and the two of you could be irritating together.
I see someone who looks troubled about something.
A little compassion can make all the difference.
Oh, yeah? How's... Great!
Yes. Hey.
Good.
Really? What? Yes!
All right, right.
Really?
What?
Huh?
All right.
Yes!
Over there!
Huh? Yes!
All right.
Yes!
Huh.
All right.
By the by, Shion, if you don't mind my asking, would you be willing to share what sort of clothes are currently in fashion on Rena sometime?
Sure, as long as you call me Captain.
Sir, yes, sir, Captain Shion.
I was just joking. Kinda has a nice ring to it, though.
I'm impressed how well balanced this thing is. Always good to be back in familiar territory. Mm-hmm. Always good to be back in familiar territory.
That Deadeye creep certainly has a few screws loose, that's for sure.
Forget that guy. Right now, we need to discuss how we're going to proceed.
What's there to discuss? Deadeye and his crew have already brought down the Lord here. Just let them finish her off.
I want to go after her.
I second that. I think it's the best thing to do right now. We don't know if the Darkwings have what it takes to beat her. I'm worried what'll happen if we leave her to her own devices.
You make a good point, Rinwell. And maybe I'm just being overconfident, but between us and them, I think we have a better chance at defeating her.
I have to agree. This realm isn't going to be truly safe as long as that Lord is still running around out there. We need to act.
Fine by me. But isn't Deadeye just gonna take all the credit once we're done?
Our job is to break down the walls that oppress Dana. What he chooses to build in their place, that's his problem. For now, we'll head to this Estaluva forest Bayfon told us about. Whatever we decide to do, though, we should take some time to rest first. We've barely stopped since Menancia. Where are you going?
Alphen.
You should get some rest. What's got you up at this hour?
Just let me be for a minute, okay? Why don't you go back to the inn?
I will when you do.
Have it your way.
Shion. The Lord's days are numbered. I haven't forgotten our promise. You can trust me, you know. Maybe even lean on me a little. If you want.
And if I say I will you finally give it a rest?
Yeah, of course. Try to get some rest, okay?
What was all that about?
So we're just going to check things out, right? In whatever that forest is called.
Estaluva Forest. Next time, pay attention.
Got sand in my eyes!
The winds are strong here. Mind yourselves.
The winds outside the capital are blowing as strongly as ever.
You can definitely see why people call this place the Valley of the Four Winds.
Indeed. Mahag Sar is the realm of wind, just as Ganeth Heros is for water.
Earth, water, fire, wind, light, and darkness. Rena is aligned to darkness, leaving each realm one element each.
Is that because some elements are easier to gather in certain areas than others?
That is certainly possible, but I suspect the biggest reason is to prevent the lords from squabbling over resources.
Funny. You would think infighting would come naturally to an elite class vying for a crown.
True, but the Renans rule as a minority. Fighting ourselves would just be destructive. Though, as you saw in Menancia, any abstention from fighting is merely a facade.
In the end, you all get usurped whether you like it or not.
That may be true, but something tells me that this time is different.
We have to catch up to the Lord first if we want answers. Let's keep moving.
What is that ring of rocks over there for? They don't look like they formed naturally to me.
Oh yeah. Funny, I guess I've gotten used to weird rock formations. They didn't even register as being out of the ordinary.
Most likely, they were brought over by us Renans when we first invaded the planet.
Wait, those? So does that mean there's some kind of machine then? And if so, what in the world were they even used for?
To manipulate the properties of Dana's astral energy.
Really?
Think about it. Isn't it strange that the type of energy each realm collects is so fixed? Astral energy by nature isn't meant to skew towards one element or another so heavily.
So the Renans reformed it for the crown contest.
Sounds like the crazy thing a Renan would do.
Renans these days are more advanced than Danans in some ways, but even they don't seem capable of doing something on that grand a scale. Or is that something that's possible on Lenegis? Or maybe the Renan homeworld?
I can't claim to know everything about my own kind, but I myself have never seen anything that would be capable of such a drastic feat.
But at some point they did just that. Those are the sort of people we're up against. We should do our best not to forget that.
You're so amazing, Kisara. You can cook, you can fix weapons. I feel like there's practically nothing you can't do.
Maybe you should take a page out of her book and learn to make yourself more useful then.
I'd be happy to teach you if you want, Rinwell. I learned most everything I know from my brother.
Really? Even how to sew and do laundry?
Yes, indeed. He knew how to do anything.
Sounds like he was a pretty handy guy when he was alive.
He was. I'd always follow him around and badger him with questions. I was a real pain in the neck. Now that I think about it, he and Legil were the ones who taught me how to raise cats, too.
Legil is that woman who was with him in the Gold Dust Cats, right? I remember now. The one with the really pretty hair.
Funny you mention that. He also taught me how to maintain my hair. Not that those lessons stopped it from getting all tangled up during training.
I think it still looks gorgeous.
From what I can tell, it would appear as though the only thing he didn't manage to teach you was how to apply makeup.
No, but that didn't stop him from trying. He really wanted to teach me everything. Only reason he couldn't was because I prioritized my training.
And here I was trying to make a joke.
I can't tell if she's being serious. The only one here who knows him well enough was her.
Yeah, I guess only Miguel could have told us if it's actually true.
Oh?
Yes! Very nice.
Is that so? You don't say.
How?
I see.
Hey! Sure.
Nice.
Oh?
There.
Well?
Yes. What?
What?
I don't believe this. All right. No.
Sure.
Really now? Yes! What?
What?
Very nice. Yes.
Well, that was a huge miscalculation.
Yet you've drained your glass all the same.
Alphen, have you been washing your clothes? It may not be my place to say this, but... frankly, they're starting to stink.
Now that you mention it, it has been a while since I did any laundry.
I'll wash them for you if you want. Just remember to give them to me the next time you get changed.
Oh, okay. Sure. Thanks, Kisara.
And, Law, Rinwell, yours are starting to look a bit ragged.
What do you expect? Of course they're going to tear up when we're out there fighting so much.
Yeah, but it's still kind of embarrassing, having it pointed out like this.
And Shion?
I wouldn't touch me if I were you.
Of course. My apologies. All I wanted to say was that your sleeves are getting a little bit dirty.
You don't need to worry so much, Kisara. It's only natural our clothes are gonna get a little dirty while we're traveling around.
That's no excuse. Your outward appearance says a lot about your inner well-being.
Now you've really set her off.
Suffice to say, it would appear that the traditions of the Guard are still alive and well within her.
What do you mean? What do the guardsmen do that's so special?
Mostly, I'm simply referring to the fact that they're a very regimented and cleanly group of people.
Do I really sound that weird to you guys? Keeping your clothes clean and mended is completely normal to me.
Don't get us wrong. We appreciate the thought, Kisara. But we've got a long journey ahead. It wouldn't hurt to relax your standards. Just a little.
If you're sure. I wasn't trying to overdo it, I promise. However, if it's making the rest of you tense, I'll do my best to tone it down from here on out. Still, if everyone could bring their laundry and clothes they want fixed, that'd be great. I'll take care of it all for you guys tonight.
Don't you ever get tired?
No choice. Here I come! Damn it!
Can you take it? The earth throbs in pain.
You're mine!
Water!
You're finished!
Your reflexes will not serve you well here.
Hurricane Thrust!
Glacial Spear!
Take it! Meteor! Be still! Take this! It's over!
Tiger Blade!
Can you take it?
Raining...
Glacial Spear!
Take
Here's
this!
evil!
Damn it! It's too fast!
Stand back.
Take
I'll
this!
trip it up.
This one's all mine!
Glacial Spear!
Burn in hell!
Rotating pile driver.
You're mine!
Piercing roar!
Crush!
Catapult.
Do it!
Flaming meteor!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Rise
and die!
Dazzle!
Annihilation!
Tear!
Mega Ray!
I'm ready! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Wow! Look what I just found. Somehow, things are even worse outside the city than they are inside.
Yeah, it's all ruined. Houses and everything else.
Even if it was all in the name of beating the Renans, this is...
Let's dispose of the trash.
You're finished!
This
You're mine! You're finished!
This one's mine!
These ones can run rings around us.
Tiger Blade!
Elusive deity!
Take
I shall ensure you survive this! Elusive deity! Leave the ensnaring to me. Yeah! And pummeling to me! Begin!
You're mine!
Elusive deity!
Lightning thrust! Stardust! Rising Falcon!
Do it!
Limbo!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
On your
My
knees.
turn! Strike!
Searing flame! Reload!
Air pressure!
Searing flame!
Here I come! Take this! It's on!
Tempest!
Searing flame! Reload!
Tempest! I'm ready!
Double me! In an instant! Impact block!
We're a pretty lethal combination, aren't we?
What can I say? I had a good partner.
Hey, look at that enemy.
This one will be difficult to predict.
Here I go! You're mine!
You're mine! It's over!
On your knees.
Soaring Light Spear!
To the flame!
I'm only getting
Take
started!
this! You picked the wrong
Mega Ray!
fight!
Here goes Gemini Aqua!
Got flyers!
I've got this!
Prepare to
Let
be
a marksman
seized,
handle it!
fleet of course. Actually,
All yours.
perhaps found is more appropriate.
Let's talk more to
In a
it!
vine?
You're mine! It's over!
This one's
Rising
mine!
Falcon! Raining Flash! Blue Escape!
Hear my... I never miss!
Look sharp!
That's it! Blue Escape!
Tiger Blade!
Reload!
Piercing roar!
Eternal Devastation!
Burning
I'm not done! Now!
Glacial Spear!
Soaring Light Spear!
Switch off!
Strength as beastly as she who wields it.
Is beastly supposed to be a compliment?
Yes, you outbeast the beast.
You're feistier than you look.
Can't change the future without getting your hands dirty.
Dramatic, but fair.
Ignite!
Do it!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! Not a chance! Blue Escape!
One more!
Soaring Light
With
Spear!
precision like that, I'm glad you're not on the other side.
Likewise for you and that shield.
Best to stay in one another's good graces then.
I need to be stronger.
Let's see what you've got.
Here I come!
Glacial Spear!
You're
Here's
finished!
evil!
Eternal Devastation!
Freeze Lancer!
Tiger Blade!
Take this! It's over!
Into the
Here I
town!
come! You're finished!
Flying
Freak! Why can't they just sit still?
Sion, can you take care of them?
You're going no sooner said than done!
Can you take it? Here I come!
Do it!
My turn!
Rotating pile driver!
I'm not done!
Tiger Blade!
Eternal Devastation!
Freeze
Time
Lancer!
to shine!
Here I come! Dazzle!
Seismic
There!
rupture!
I've still got a ways to go.
sense one of your friends, Hootle?
That's no ordinary enemy, I see. This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Piercing roar! Be still! Negative gate! Resonate with the earth! Burn in hell! Stalagmite! Raining flash! Make it rain! Look sharp! Lightning tiger blade! On your face!
Pierce the evil!
Rising rocket!
Why didn't the Renans take advantage of all of these ruins around here? It seems like a missed opportunity. Most...
Seriously? Is this a joke?
I never miss! On guard!
Air pressure! No escape!
Tiger blade! Lightning power!
Now or never! It's over! You're mine! Negative
It got
gate!
fire!
I've got
Resonate
it!
with the
Let a
earth!
marksman handle it!
Soaring light spear!
All yours!
Here I come!
On guard!
Crush! Ha! I'll grind you with it! Here I come!
Hear my call!
On the wind!
Do it!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady?
Negative gate!
Something you wanted to say?
Resonate with the earth! Tear!
I feel sprightlier than before.
Is the blazing sword okay?
A little water's not going to hurt it.
Seriously? Is this a joke?
Ignite!
I'm ready! Tiger blade! Careful! We have to... Counterfire!
You're mine! Air pressure! Eternal devastation! Lightning thrust!
This one's
No
mine!
escape! Hurricane thrust!
Blade!
Deity! Terrating
Annihilation! It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Radiant pierce! I'm
You're
out of
finished!
ammo!
Eternal devastation! I'll grind you with a shot!
Let me help!
You're mine!
Where are you going?
Take this! You're finished!
Here I go!
Denied!
Here I come!
Here's a healing arc!
Save you!
Mine!
First aid! Trigger blade!
It's on! Begin!
Lion Cowl!
Eternal devastation! Try harder!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Molotov! This one's mine!
You're mine!
Tiger
It's
blade!
over!
Back into the fray!
Rising Falcon! Ignite! I'll grind you with a shot! Try harder! Radiant Light!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
No further! I'll grind you with a shot!
No!
I'll fix you up!
Don't leave me all alone.
From beyond, imbue this
I'll bring you
vanquished
back
soul
from
with
death to
light!
this.
Shine! Radiant light!
No more
Force of
playing nice!
regeneration!
Glacial spear!
Anything
Here
you
you
want
are.
to use it sometime. How about
He who
this?
prepares is free from regret. Can you take it?
Bring you back from death to this!
Shine! Radiant light!
I'll bring you
Force
back
of
from death to
regeneration!
this!
Regenerate!
Resuscitation!
Down! Your art!
Not
On
done
your
yet!
Here goes! I'm ready!
Air pressure!
Another incantation ruined.
Did you just heal me?
Yes, I need you, remember?
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Searing flame!
Shine! Radiant light!
Here I come!
Force of regeneration!
By the power of
Drop
water!
devastation! Try harder!
This one's mine!
No,
There are three blockers!
Try harder!
Reload!
My turn!
Radiant light!
Move escape!
Regeneration!
You're mine! You're finished!
Art being interrupted.
Begin! I'm not done!
Glacial spear! Here's evil!
Take this!
Heal.
It's over! Raining slap!
Will this
Far enough!
I'll heal you all! Shield and face!
I am not beyond fury.
Healing circle!
I'm in your debt.
Glacial spear!
You're
Here's
mine!
evil!
It's so good!
Can't get out of this!
Freeze Lancer! If I had to use switch to offense!
No! Can't end here!
Come on! Reload!
You have to
I'm
hold
out
on!
of ammo!
Suppose
I'm all stuffed up!
Imbue this vanquished soul with
I
life.
can't heal you forever!
I owe you one.
I can carve through armor you into dust.
Here I come!
On life.
Can you take it? Take this. Adversity
I'll
is
end
to be
this
the
with
best
my own
motivation.
hands! Where are you going?
An outstanding effect!
You picked the wrong fight!
Make it rain!
Still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! They've really got us on the ropes.
Don't forget to heal your wounds.
I wonder just how many people have been saved by Shion in some form. I'm impressed.
There's rumors flying around about people being saved by a Renin vision of beauty.
Vision of beauty? That's a bit much.
Alphen had better stay on his toes.
Where do I come into this? Am I imagining things? Or are there a lot of big Zoogles in this area?
No, I noticed that too. There's plenty of food and water to go around here. For a Zoogle, this just might be paradise.
Great, that's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Is there a reason you're looking at me so intently?
What's up, Kisara? You look concerned.
Oh, no, it's just... I'm looking at our finances, and they seem to have taken a nosedive. I don't remember us making any big purchases, though.
Ah, that may be because I borrowed a small amount to purchase something the other day.
I don't think you can call spending more than half of our money a small amount.
Half? Halim, what the hell did you buy?
As it so happens, I came upon a rather special object that I've long been searching for.
Are you talking about that junk? I mean, that unique-looking trinket you're holding?
Whoa, is that a...
Indeed. It is a lost artifact from ancient Danon times. Most likely, it was used for some sort of rite or ritual. Ever since we Renins conquered Dana, such objects have been disappearing. I simply want to do my part to help preserve both our people's storied histories.
Well, if it's to preserve Danon history, then I guess we can maybe look the other way. Just this once?
I don't know. Why spend money on something that won't even keep us fed?
More to the point, we all contribute to that money. I don't like the thought of anyone dipping into it without saying anything.
You must understand. Had I let that opportunity pass me by, I'd never have come across this item again.
Dohalim, maybe no one taught you that money doesn't grow on trees.
I may have been a lord, but I realize that much.
It's not enough to simply realize it. You have to internalize the concept too. Even after all this time, you still have no real sense of money. Our funds aren't your personal wallet. We camp outside and eat grass for dinner to try and stretch every last gold we have. You never know when we may need it.
I don't think we're so poor that we have to eat grass or anything.
Shut up, Alphen.
Shutting.
Let's just agree to not spend too much or be too thrifty for our own good.
Alphen, your blazing sword draws its power from Shion's Fire Master Core, right?
So I'm told.
Then why don't you use yours, Dohalim?
You mean my Earth Master Core, yes?
Yeah, I mean, you still carry it around with you, don't you?
I do. Each Master Core contains the astral energy harvested from Danan's slaves over the course of the last 3 centuries. Though only a select few qualified people, namely the Lords, can wield them, they nevertheless hold too much power to simply abandon.
If only the Lords are supposed to be able to use them, how come Alphen and Shion can use theirs?
That may be because Shion has embedded the Fire Master Core within her body, something which wouldn't have occurred under normal circumstances.
Okay, but why do you still carry yours around?
Just as Danans see Master Cores as symbols of the lives and resources robbed from them, so too do I view mine as a symbol of our lasting sins. The pain and agony wrought upon this world by my predecessors, as well as the injustice enabled by my own inaction, are all housed within my Master Core. It is a testament of all that I have done wrong. It cannot ever be used again, nor fall back into the wrong hands.
Dohalim.
You didn't differentiate between the deaths of Danans and the deaths of Renans.
Danans and Renans both spill blood and languish in agony all the same. I just couldn't bear to hear it any longer. That's all.
Little late for that.
Hey, Rinwell. What was that whole legend you were talking about earlier, back when we were by the gate?
Huh? Oh, you mean about the Darkwings? It's an old story about a Danan hero that's been passed down for generations.
Like I said, I sure haven't heard it before.
Yeah, me neither.
Well, long ago, there was an evil king who tried to bring all of Dana to ruin. However, a pure black owl heard the pleas of the people and decided to help. It chose a young hero and bestowed upon them a holy flame that was capable of vanquishing the king. The story goes that the young hero challenged the king and defeated them with the flame. Seeing Dana had been saved, the people flew the crest of the Darkwings as thanks to the owl for its help. From what I understand, it used to be a really well-known story before the Renans came.
I guess our people must have forgotten it over time. It's lucky for us you still know it. You sure are well-versed in these sorts of things, Rinwell.
You know, the part where the hero defeats the king with a flame reminds me a little of Alphen.
Come on, it's just a story. Besides, if we're talking about an owl helping anyone, Hoodle would definitely choose Rinwell.
Sure, I might have helped take out our own kind of evil king with the others, but I'm definitely no hero. That and Hoodle's wings aren't even black. Huh.
That came out great. Everyone's gonna be real surprised.
Hey, what's the smoke? Is it an enemy attack?
Seriously, it's making my eyes and throat burn. What the hell is going on?
It's probably some sort of gas. Try not to breathe it in as much as you can manage.
Gas? Those cowards!
Isn't this just cooking smoke?
What kind of food makes your throat burn so bad just from the smoke?
I believe Alphen is...
They're trying to gas Alphen?
What? Those sick bastards! I won't let them get away with this!
Calm yourselves and listen. I was simply trying to say that Alphen is the one cooking.
Oh?
Maybe I should throw in some more spices, just for that extra kick. Yeah, that'll help. Think I'll turn up the heat while I'm at it, too. Oh, crap. The spice is burned. Well, at least the meat's coming along nicely. All right. Now, I just flip it over, and then...
Hey, Alphen? What are you doing over there?
Oh, Shion. Perfect timing. I actually just finished roasting up a chicken. Call everybody over so we can eat together. I used a ton of spices, so it's got a good punch to it. Might have overcooked it a little, but it should still taste good.
I'm starting to understand why your food always tastes so damn spicy now.
Hasn't anyone told him that it is actually possible to have too much of a good thing?
If that's the taste he truly wants, far be it from me to contradict. His cuisine is a rather delicate repast.
Kisara, let's talk for a bit.
Sorry for rambling on so much about my past earlier.
Don't sweat it. It was fun hearing you reminisce about the good old days.
Come on, you don't have to pretend with me. I know I can tend to go on sometimes, when it comes to my brother.
You said it, not me. Anyway, I don't think it's something for you to be embarrassed about.
Hey, Alphen. When you were a kid, was there ever a time when you had to bury someone younger than you?
Well, it's hard to say. I'm guessing that you have, though.
Yeah. During the previous crown contest, with the Lord before Dohalim. Life back then was truly hell. I think that's why I tried to ignore what Miguel was telling me for so long. Because I was afraid of going back to such a dark time, of losing hope. I wanted to believe in our paradise so much that I doubted the one person I should have trusted most. I don't blame blame Dohalim for that. I simply didn't want to face facts, and I ended up trying to project my ideals onto everyone else.
It's strange. Whenever you and Dohalim talk about Menancia, it's always like it's some big failure. We're talking about fixing 300 years worth of damage here. Isn't it a bit optimistic to think it was all going to be resolved after only 5?
You might be right. Maybe it was a mistake when Menancia... No, when I decided to stop seeing the darkness in our society. I have to admit the truth. To myself, first of all. I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Before we go, do you guys have everything?